Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nyamoya. I'm from Moyo University, right here from Eastern African part of Africa. So I'm gonna talk about Booles rule and what is Booles rule. First of all, before we go there, Booles rule was named after a mathematician called George Boole, and this is a method of numerical integration which approximates an integral x naught to x4 integrated to x form f into x close the bracket dx by using values of x of f at equally spaced points. So what is this x? First of all, we have x naught, which is the lower limit, so we will have to find x1, x2 up to x4. How do we go about that? We are given x naught, so to find x1 we'll add the previous value of x, which is x naught plus h. Next, to find x2 we'll add the previous value of x, which is x1 plus h, up to x4. So as you can see, this h is a constant, it doesn't change. And so what is this h? H is a constant which represents the interval gap. From that we'll get the formula as integration is equals to 2 over 45 into h into 7y0 plus 32y1 plus 12y2 plus 32y3 plus 7y4. From this we can say that h is found by subtracting the lower limit from the upper limit. Then you divide that by the interval n, that's the number of interval n. We are always given the number of intervals at the beginning of the question. So that is h is equals to upper limit minus lower limit over the number of intervals n, which I've said we are given at the beginning of a question. So I want us to look at this example here. Use Boole's rule to approximate the value of 0 lower limit integrated to 4 into 2 plus sine into bracket 2 plus sad x close the bracket over this lower part is under square root, so that's 5 minus 0.2 x. You are told to give your answer into 4 decimal places and you're given the number of intervals as 4. So how do you go about it? First of all, we find the value of h, which is the interval gap. And how do we go about it? We say that we subtract the lower limit from the upper limit, then we divide by our answer by the number of intervals which we are given here up as n, which is equivalent to 4 as per this question. So the upper limit in this question is 4, the lower limit is 0, and the number of intervals is 4. So in our formula we'll have 4 minus 0 over 4, which is equivalent to 1, which is equivalent to our h. So our h is equivalent to 1, which is in the interval gap. So we'll find the value of x since we have the value of h by the following formula. We have x naught, which is the lower limit, which is always, no, not always, but as per this question it is 0. So we'll go to the next value of x, which is x1. It's found by adding the previous value of x, which is 0, x0 plus h, which is always a constant. Next we go to x2, which will be found by adding the previous value of x, which is x1 plus h, which is a constant, up to x4. From the values of x, we can plot our table of x and y because we have the values of x from this formula. So like in this case, we say that x naught is the lower limit, which is 0. So to get x1, we use this x0 plus h, which is a constant, which we found as 1. So it is 0 plus 1, which is equals to 1. x2 is found by adding the previous value of x, which is x1 plus the interval, which is 1, which is equivalent to 2, up to x4. From this you will fill the values of x in this table. Next we will have to find the values of y. You start by y naught. How do you go about it? You simply fill the values of x in this formula to find the values of y naught, y1, y2, y3 up to y4. I'm sorry, this formula here, this is the original formula. So you will fill the values of x. So you start with the value 1 of x, which is 0. You will come and fill it in the formula. So that's y naught is equals to 2 plus sine into 2 plus sad x, which now we replace the x by 0, the value of the first value of x, which is 0. You close the bracket over, you put that 5 minus 0.2 into the value of x, which is 0. You will get the first y naught. You will do that to get y1, y2, y3, y4 by putting the corresponding values of x in the appropriate positions. After you find the values of y from y0 to y4, you will come and fill them in our table below, since you cannot leave the table unfilled, into 4 decimal places as you were instructed from the beginning. So you will fill the values. From these, you will fill the values of y and h in the formula below. That's Booles rule formula, which stated integration is equals to 2 over 45 into h into 7y0 plus 32y plus 12y2 plus 32y3 plus 7y4. So the value of h we found is 1. The value of y naught is 0.9100. y1 is this one, y3 is this one, y4 is this, y4 is this one, y3 is this one, y2, y1 and y0. So you will use a calculator, you fill in these values and then you will get the answer. And don't forget to write it into 4 decimal places as 3.8430 into 4 decimal places. And that is Booles rule. It's as simple as explained below. And for suggestions, I'd prefer you suggest something that I should correct or something that I should add below this video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. That will motivate me to do my second video. Thanks and welcome again to my YouTube channel.